being tried as adults.
5 members of the Jol family were killed in that deadly fire. Now 2 of the teens accused of starting it will officially be prosecuted as adults.
I think anybody who can come around to committing that deserves to get the book thrown at them.
And getting through the application.
There's only a certain amount of people that can apply, and so we want to be one of those people.
Denver small businesses eagerly waiting to see if they get into the 5-star program.
It just makes me so nervous. I mean, to go from 25% to 50% means a lot for us.
And giving up Arenado.
If you're looking to parse out blame, I mean, you could throw the blame right on me. That's part of the role, that's part of the job.
One step closer to justice for the Jol family. 2 16-year-olds accused of starting the fire that killed 5 members of the same family will now be tried as adults. This is our first look at those 2 suspects who now face 60 felony counts.
There is a third, a 15-year-old suspect, still being charged as a juvenile. And today, what is left of that charred house was torn down. Denver7's Gary Brode reports.
These 2 16-year-olds just became adults in the court's eye, and they're now facing dozens of charges in the August house fire that killed 5 people, including 2 children.
It's a crime that even many adults would never think of committing, right? So I think anybody who can come around to committing that deserves to get the book thrown at them.
Kevin Bowie and Gavin Seymour, both 16-year-olds, are facing charges for a fire that killed Jabril and Aja Joel and their 2-year-old daughter, Kaja, along with Jabril's sister, Hassan, and her infant daughter, Hawa. Amadou Jang says every time new information is brought to light in the case of his friend's murder, he relives that horrible night.
We just go right back to that day. It's as if it had just happened. I know, it's the way I felt when we got the information on Wednesday. I remember going to bed at night just feeling confused, right? It was just, why would this happen? And why would it happen to GB and his family? And then why would this crime be committed by such young kids?
Bowie and Seymour are being charged with 60 felonies, including first-degree murder. A 15-year-old was also arrested and is charged with 47 felony counts. His name has not been released, as his case will be referred to the juvenile courts. But the district attorney is requesting that he also be tried as an adult.
There is a lot that still doesn't make sense, and I think until we have answers to all of those questions, then we still are a long way to go in this process of healing.
Jang tells me now the police claim that they have the people responsible for the fire. The family and friends now want to know the how, and maybe more importantly here, the why. Reporting live here in Green Valley Ranch, Gary Brode, on Denver7.
Just such a tragedy. Thank you, Gary. The jury has been seated in the Kelsey Schelling murder trial just 1 week after the selection process began. Kelsey disappeared just over 8 years ago after driving from Denver to Pueblo. Prosecutors say she was going to see her boyfriend, Dante Lucas, who is now accused of killing her. Jurors will report back to a courtroom in Pueblo tomorrow morning.
Well, we have just learned that an FBI agent from Colorado was among 2 agents killed while serving a warrant in Florida this morning. Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger was born in Pueblo and joined the Bureau in 2005. She and Special Agent Daniel Alphen were shot through the front door by the suspect who was wanted for crimes against children. 3 other agents were injured. The suspect was also killed. President Biden is pushing forward with his $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. Now, as you remember, he met with Republican lawmakers yesterday to discuss their alternative $600 billion plan. But today, Biden told Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer that GOP proposal was too small and is now directing lawmakers to move ahead with his.
Colorado pharmacies will soon receive up to 10,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Today, the Biden administration announced that 1 million doses will be going out to 6,500 pharmacies across the U.S. sometime next week. Governor Polis said he got the official word on the Colorado vaccine shipments just today, and he added, this is a step forward, especially in getting Coloradans in rural areas vaccinated.
We're glad that this is additional supply, that 50 additional pharmacies in Colorado will have likely between 5,000 and 10,000 doses next month. That's being done pro rata across the country, so it's direct shipment to pharmacies.
Governor Polis also announced plans to expand the state's at-home COVID-19 testing program. That would include rapid tests for restaurant workers. Plans for those tests are still being worked out. And today, Denver opened up applications for its 5-star program for restaurants.
But with only 500 spots available in this first round, business owners tell us it was like waiting in line for concert tickets.
Denver7's Liz Gilardi followed one business through the application process and walks us through what's next.
Yeah, what time is it? 9:45?
The countdown started this morning. Applications for Denver's 5-star program opened at 10 o'clock. Here at Tables, a restaurant in Park Hill, the owners were ready.
The only thing about it is that there's only a certain amount of people that can apply, and so we want to be one of those people.
The city is accepting 500 applications on a first-come, first-served basis. There's a lot on the line. A 5-star certified business will be able to operate at 50% capacity instead of the current 25% restrictions.
For individual businesses and entity, please apply here.
Owners Dustin and Amy Barrett filled out a practice application and had all their documents in order.
I just refreshed it.
I refreshed it like right before I walked outside.
Okay, so apply now.
The race was on. You could feel the tension in the room as they filled out the form.
Okay, it says that application has been recorded, so that's it.
But submitting that application is just the first step. Every single business will have to be visited by an inspector, and that could take time.
It's really dependent upon the business owner and how quickly they want to move the process forward. But honestly, once they submit an application, if they move quickly, they can have their certificate within a week.
In order to schedule that inspection, Tables needed to receive a confirmation email, but it didn't come immediately.
It just makes me so nervous. I feel like, okay, we did it, but did it really go through?
In response to the confusion, the city is updating its website, letting business owners know it could take up to 24 hours to receive that confirmation email. The Barretts eventually received their email and scheduled an inspection. They hope it means they can soon add more tables to their restaurant.
Just makes all the difference. You know, I mean, to go from 25% to 50% means a lot for us to be here and for our employees.
Liz Gilardi, Denver7.
And now to the Rockies. The trade was made official last night, but no one will say the hurt has lessened.
Rockies all-star third baseman Nolan Arenado is officially a St. Louis Cardinal.
Rockies general manager Jeff Bridich finally spoke with reporters for the first time today since the news broke, and he's saying all the blame can fall on him. And Denver7 sports reporter Nick Rothschild joins us now live outside of Coors Field.
Hi, Nick. So Nolan also talked today. He sounded pretty happy, but he also sad about leaving Rockies fans behind.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like, here we go again, Rockies fans, wading through another messy divorce. But this morning, in a move that was more petty poetry than coincidence, the Rockies held that press conference at the exact same time Nolan Arenado was introduced as a Cardinal.
If I had my brothers, I would rather have Nolan Arenado. But it was Nolan's choice. He wanted to move on.
I love a good blame game. Dick Monfort, the owner of the team, blaming Nolan Arenado for interrupting his druthers. Nolan taking a more subtle jab at his former employer.
To join this organization that they care about winning and they want to get things done. It's really exciting. You know, they're always competitive, and that's something that got my attention.
If winning was at the heart of Nolan's urge to leave, then respect was the soul. He felt disrespected by GM Jeff Bridich, who did his best to fall on the sword.
The relationship wasn't always peaches and cream, right? There were some bumps. Could I have done a better job in certain areas? You betcha. If we're looking to pass blame, I mean, you can blame me, right? It's the job of the GM to create a team that competes and wins.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff, because by any metric, you failed at your job, yet you remain employed. So what good is blame without consequences?
No, I have not thought about firing Jeff. I have thought about firing myself.
It's important to remember here, the Monforts are not victims. Neither is Jeff Bridich, neither is Nolan Arenado. The only victims here are the fans, continually getting their hearts ripped out by this business masquerading as a baseball team. Reporting live outside Coors Field tonight, I'm Nick Rothschild for Denver7 Sports.
Politics taking over social media feeds and dividing the country.
There's a lot of manipulation of social media.
You can say virtually anything behind, the veil of a keyboard.
Is there a solution?
We are addicted to outrage nowadays.
Should companies and lawmakers step in, or is it up to us to decide how we use the sites?
Just because you're allowed to say anything you want, you're not entitled to an audience of millions of people.
We're going 360 on the social media divide.
Plus, denying claims for impeachment. Lawyers lay out their defense for former President Trump.